Well, nearly 20 years ago, a Jacksonville couple began welcoming friends and strangers alike into their home to experience Ramadan. That tradition has now spread to the larger Jacksonville community, a partnership involving OneJax, WJCT Public Media, the Atlantic Institute, and GlobalJax. Along with the event's original host, I am joined now by community leader Sel Buyuksarc. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Very nice to see you again.
Same here. Thank
And
you.
Mubarak, Ramadan?
Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan
Yes.
Mubarak. Okay. We're also joined by Elizabeth Andersen. She's a CEO of OneJax and one of the sponsors of Experience Ramadan.
Good morning.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. Also, Khan Ebrave, who is a volunteer for the Atlantic Institute. Welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to see you again.
Pleasure to be
We're
here.
also joined by Lila Hartley, a student at Douglas Andersen School for the Arts. Good morning, Lila.
Morning.
Thank you for being here. Sel, can you remind us how this tradition began? It started actually in your own home.
Yes. I around 2007. It was like a regular culture actually in the Ramadan. People celebrate with the neighbors. Actually, Prophet Muhammad said, "Celebrate and break your fasting with the neighbors." Doesn't say that you're Jewish, Muslim, Christian, or the non-religious friends or the neighbors, just the neighbors. So we want to bring that tradition, and we invite the people start the small groups, and maybe some couple days in the 2007. Actually, Lila and her family was one of the guests 2010, and we continued the tradition. And after growth and when we get so much interest, after 2016, we start inviting the strangers, if the people we know or not know, maybe we just say hi or not, and we meet with them. We invited to our home, and so far we invited 4,500 people in our home.
That's extraordinary. And at some point, I guess it started getting a little bit bigger than even you could handle. Is that part of
Yeah,
the reason for
yesterday
this?
we have 33 people, and the raining, and can you imagine that raining and the bad weather? People came to 33 people to our home. Everywhere parked. Some people was sitting on the floor and some tables. It was amazing experience.
And so iftar is a daily breaking of the fast. And so
Yes.
you're having people, friends and neighbors and strangers alike, coming every day on that.
It used to be every day, but these days, since we have the public events like WJCT hosting, and tomorrow actually 9 Forward and the Mosh Museum and the other events like other organizations hosting. So that's why 15 to 20 days we are inviting the people our home.
So Lila, Sel mentioned that you have been attending dinner at his home as part of this tradition for many years now. You actually first started attending when you were just a toddler,
Mhm.
maybe 2 years old, and you've written about this. Can you just tell us a little bit about that experience?
So when I was 2 years old, I went to my first iftar dinner with Sel and Angie with my family, and this story gets retold every time I go. Is that I broke a vase um, on the back patio, like first time, like basically meeting these people, and a little bit mortified um, with my family, and I mean,
But they welcomed you back regardless. It wasn't you
really.
weren't on ban for breaking the vase, and you
Exactly, and it turned into this amazing friendship that's continued for well over a decade, and Ramadan has become something really meaningful to me.
and it has opened up some doors to you. I mean, you sort of say in the story that you wrote, and it's the name of the magazine is Elan, which is a youth literary magazine, and you're a creative writing student at Douglas Anderson.
Mhm.
But this has kind of informed a lot of your worldview. You now are looking at international relations. You've got some international relationships. Can you sort of describe why this was important in leading you to that broader view?
Making those connections are really important, and like of meeting new people, and like this is something that not a lot of people get to have that experience of doing, and um like it really informed like how many different cultures and religions and like traditions there are, and how those don't have to be solitary. We can bring each other into them whether it's the same culture or not.
Yeah. Khan, for people who are not familiar with the tradition of Ramadan and what it signifies, can you remind us again why the fasting, why the nightly observance where you're breaking the fast, and overall what spiritually you're trying to achieve?
Sure. Um, in the age that we live, there's so much access to information, and I believe everybody has some sort of understanding of fasting in general. But in particular, Ramadan fasting is a one of the pillar of Islam. So it's an obligatory practice that every Muslim has to do unless they are ill or they are pregnant and they are exempt. But other than that, it's a one of the pillar of Islam, and a lot of the people, even Muslims, sometimes can interpret Ramadan as sort of a punishment from God. You know, you abstain from drinking, and how can you do this to your body? But if you ask maybe 90% of the Muslims when the Ramadan is over, and if you ask them, do you really happy that you fasted and you kind of force yourself to go through this abstaining from drinking and eating and long fasting, they would say, great, thank God I did it because I picked up so many benefits, so many spiritual and physical benefits that improved my character, my connection with God, rejuvenated my spirituality. So Ramadan is obviously the month when the Holy Quran was revealed to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and this is the month of connecting, reconnecting with this Holy Scripture, and just to uh, examine yourself in this life, hectic life that we live in right now. We are constantly being bombarded with so much information, so much uh, work and busy the busy lifestyle. But Ramadan gives us a chance to say, hold on, let me sit down and go back to myself. Let me contemplate on my essence of me being in this world. What's my purpose in this world? What am why was I created for? And it's a great time to contemplate spiritually, and and a lot of the people fall into the mistake of um, drinking and eating. This is the one aspect of fasting, but there's the bigger aspect of that, which is by doing so you are abstaining from all the negative thoughts. You're abstaining from um, from all those things. We call it God piety. You want to attain God piety. You want to be a person of consciousness. You want to be a God conscious person. This is the main goal of Ramadan, not just to abstain from. Otherwise, we can talk for hours about the benefits of fasting. There's extensive research about intermittent fasting, how it's healthy, and I truly encourage everyone to just give some time and in a research on your own. It's unbelievably healthy for your body to fast, and a lot of doctors can attend to it. But the spiritual aspect is what we have to focus,
H- h-
ultimately.
How has it changed for you? I mean, you've obviously been doing this observance for a number of years. Do you find that it's different for you each year?
Definitely, each year is different. Each year, you and in my personal experience, I feel like I have gained more from this fasting. Like I said, I get to connect with the holy text. I get to spend a lot of time contemplating and thinking and um, examining and scrutinizing myself. Because uh, we are a being where we have certain habits that we sometimes hard for us to get rid of them, but Ramadan is amazing opportunity for you to work on those bad habits and you know work on yourself and self-discipline, and like I said, be the person of God.
Elizabeth Anderson, OneJax, has sponsored this event now for a number of years. What is it that is the goal of bringing Ramadan to the community or bringing this event culturally? What is the significance of sponsoring an event that is closely tied to, a religion and that experience, trying to broaden that to the broader culture?
Sure. So this is the first time actually that we are partnering with Sel and the Atlantic Institute and GlobalJax and WJCT for this community Ramadan.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and we're really excited to do that because, I think that there is so much value to being able to experience these traditions with one another. Um, Although this is part of the Muslim culture and the Islamic faith, lots of faith traditions and lots of cultures have varieties of practices where they abstain from eating, where they're fasting, or during Lent, where you give something up. So this isn't the idea that we would be disciplined in our faith or in our spirituality and less haphazard with the way that we move through the world, that we are intentional and have attention to the things that matter and connect us, I think is a universal way that we can bond together as community. And for us to be able to break down the barriers to um, explore with some curiosity one another and recognize that we're really just all people at the end of the day. You know, the way that you practice your faith tradition and the way that I practice mine, or the way that I don't practice anything, we can still recognize and appreciate and value one another for what we bring to the community.
Sel, how has doing this annual, opening of your doors and joining in with the community, have you seen changes in people that come? Have you formed relationships like you have with our young guest here, with other people that have proven, like, significant in your life?
Yes, definitely. We saw so many changes with the people, especially the connection, because Ramadan is not like just the spiritual. At the same time, it's understanding, empathy, like being thankful for, and we focus on that concept and they bring people together. Many people actually came together with all the different backgrounds, and some of them is admitted this was the first time they're getting together and listening each other and understanding. And when they see there is no difference, we are all human. Somebody this year told me actually, and I am copying with her permit, we are everybody, every human right now, whoever you are, breathing the same air.
Mm.
Not maybe we don't have the same blood, maybe we have the different background, maybe we have the different color of the skins, maybe we look different, maybe different ideas, but everybody is breathing the same air. And on the gut of the eyes, every human is same. So we are focusing on that. And I was just sharing earlier when we were waiting at this point, somebody told me after this year one dinner. I mean, there is so many examples to like it, the changes, like people connected, they become a friend. But the one person was talking, and she said, "I was so desperate. I was planning to die or do like kill myself. I was so much like in deep all the issues, but when I see the people, they have the same, and they try to help you, they hug you, they like pray for you. I am hopeful. Maybe you save my life." That's one person, just enough to bring people together. Just one person. But like around 4,000 people came. I think we changed so many people, and we bring people together and understanding. Don't discriminate. Don't put the people label, or don't put people in the boxes. We are all one people, one love.
This story that you wrote, Lila, we'll actually have a link to it. It's called An Open Door, and we'll have a link to it on our website. It's a beautiful story. How, other than enjoying the company and enjoying the food, what is it that's special to you about attending a Ramadan event?
I think it's really about that connection, about yeah, about that connection with new people and with old friends and um remembering like to be grateful for those relationships and um what we have and that we get to break fast together. Um
And do you participate in fasting, or are you just kind of participating in these events as a community gesture?
Normally I do not fast and just like come for the connection and
Right, right.
If you allow me, can I
Yes,
say
please.
something in favor of Lila? Because her parents are family. Her family is our family friend. So one of the dinners actually in Cell House years ago, I remember Lila was much younger, and it was a prayer time for us. We broke the fast and we wanted to pray, and Lila came up to us and said, "Can I join you in prayer?" It was such a cute thing that
Mm.
even that time she was experiencing and wanted to partake in that experience. So I wanted to kind of bring this up that Lila, she's maybe a great example of that. She grew up in this setting of interfaith dialogue, and she's very um, open and, like she said, grateful. And even though I believe she's Christian, and her father's mother very devout Christians, but she grew up in this setting, and she's very appreciative of different cultures and faith and traditions.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for someone so young to sort of have those different experiences. This event, Elizabeth, if people want to participate, I mean, it's here at WJCT Studios, but tell us a little bit about the event itself, what people could expect.
Sure, we're really looking forward to bringing in the community to sort of demystify what a Ramadan iftar is. And so we'll have a little bit of a panel conversation to learn about why this is an important and valuable holiday. We'll have dinner together. We will be able to either view or practice or participate in the prayers. And then we'll continue to have some table conversation. The Atlantic Institute is bringing guests to join us. So if folks have questions about the Islamic tradition or Ramadan in general as a time of of holiday observance, they're welcome to ask questions and to engage with one another. And I think it's a really great opportunity for folks to learn more about neighbors and community.
Well, the event is Wednesday, this Wednesday. It starts at 6. It's here at WJCT Studios. And thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you being
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you for having